EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchich here with your outlook for November 15th, 2018, and we have our first winter storm of the season a week before Thanksgiving. Okay, we're going to be dealing with that today with snow moving into the region, at least in the interior, further south and east across south and east 995. We'll have rain and mixed with sleet. That's going to go over to just plain rain for this event. But we will have snow starting off in the interior, and that's going to be coming in during the course of this morning. And we have this area low pressure that's going to be moving up like this. Okay, so that's the storm. That's what's going to be happening today. Now here is the NAM high-res future simulated radar. This is the fresh NAM 0Z run. Now this did get a little bit colder than the last couple of runs, but it does show the snow down here. Now this nonsense above here, above this line where I'm drawing right now, there's nothing happening here. Nothing. This is all BS. Okay, so that southwest of this line is where the advance of this snow will come in. So this is 10 o'clock in the morning, so anything up here that's shown here on the composite reflectivity on the future simulated radar is likely just virga, or falling out of the sky, not reaching the ground. Okay, so we move forward in time. Here's 10, here's 11, here's noon. So we get up to I-78 here at noon. In both Pennsylvania and central New Jersey. This is still falling as snow at this point. Goes into the afternoon, at least early afternoon. You see some heavier snow out here in central Pennsylvania. This is where we expect our higher totals to be. Okay, and then we keep this progression further. Look what's happening on the eastern side. You're getting some fetch off the ocean. These are very warm sea surface temperatures out here. This is still November. This is not January warm air advection, so we're not talking about water temperatures in the low 40s. We're talking about water temperatures in the upper 50s. Big difference. So this is coming in off the ocean, and it's going to have a warming effect aloft. So even though the surface is going to be below 32, you're going to have this precipitation change over to sleet and then freezing rain. And you can see at this point, this is now 4 p.m., the freezing line is all the way down here like this. I'm drawing everything north of that line. Everything above here is freezing, below freezing. Okay, below that line, it's not. So we're having sleet, freezing rain starting to come into mid-levels because of that warm air advection. And it's going to continue creeping northward. Here is 6 p.m., 7 p.m. You see the snow still continuing across the northern areas and out here by State College and Williamsport. And that will continue through the evening. But we will get a changeover. We will get a changeover to sleet, freezing rain, even in these northern areas. And back here in central Pennsylvania, I do think State College goes over to at least sleet. But we'll have freezing rain continuing up in these areas. Further south, you might even get a dry slot in here during the evening hours, where we really aren't doing too much except for showers. Any dry slot that comes in, that's not good. It makes warm air advection very easy to take over. So these areas south of this line now, this is all above 32. You're below 32 at 9 p.m. is sitting up here. Okay, north of that line. But anything south of there, you're still getting just light showers, and that continues through the overnight. But you notice these areas stay below 32 in northeast PA, stay below 32 out here in parts of central PA, especially in the mountainous regions. This is now getting close to midnight, and then we go into the overnight hours, pretty much the same deal. Now, once we get into the late overnight, and this is now 3 a.m., you see this all here? This is all changed back over to snow, and heavy snow at that. So these areas, again, will perform very well. This is a cold conveyor belt. I'll show you what that is in a minute. This is all going to continue eastward, kind of like in this direction. And all of this that's frozen or just rain to the south here is going to end as snow on Friday morning. So here is 3, here is 4, here is 5. You can see the heavy snow changing over now in the Lehigh Valley. 6. Heavy snow here in far eastern Pennsylvania, northeast PA. See the band here, heavier rates. So we'll go back over to snow regardless if you went over to sleet, freezing rain, or rain as we get into the early morning hours on Friday. But then after that point, this moves away. Here's 7. In 10, it's out of here. Clouds are giving way to sun here on Friday. So that's the evolution of that storm. Now, the reason I think it's going to be, we've got a lot of comments about, well, man, you guys really lowballed totals. Did you see the NAM? The NAM was impressive. Yeah, it was, but you can't use snow maps for this storm. And then this is a lesson for all the followers that are really into the weather and like to follow the maps and snow maps and make their own forecasts as a hobby. We have just to remember, this is January, or this is not January, this is November. Low pressure in this position is going to give you a fetch off the ocean like this. So you know we have a cold air damming situation with a high pressure to the north that's drawing in cold air, that's bringing cold air to the surface at the same time. But these warm sea surface temperatures out here are in the 50s. So the fetch off the ocean around this the low pressure counterclockwise flow, bringing the precipitation across the region, is going to change this over to sleet, freezing rain. And that's why you're getting that. That's why it's going to cut down on snow total. So when you look at something like this, this is the 0Z NAM, and this is what the 3-kilometer NAM projected for total snowfall. People are seeing these numbers and going and seeing 12, 14, 15 inches of snow over much of eastern and southern Pennsylvania. Not happening, folks. Not happening. This is not happening. Okay, as we go over to a different image. This is taking into account sleet and freezing rain that previous model I just showed you. Same model, but this is the Farrier-Rime correction, and this actually counts for sleet and snow and freezing rain separately from snow. And you can see these are much more realistic and in line with our final call map. So I don't see any reason to change this. I don't think could there be some areas that surprise a little bit, maybe go an inch or two over what we projected? Sure, that's possible. You're going to have hyper-local events like that. But for the most part, I think our final call map is solid. I don't see any reason to change it right now. If there is a need for a change on a broad scale, we will do that in the morning, but I don't see that happening right now. This is what it looks like in reality as far as snow totals. You can go to the weather alerts page. Of course, it has our final call map on there. That is going to stay there unless there has to be some really dramatic change that we have to make some big changes in. But this right here is not taking place. This is not happening. And by the way, you can get these images I'm showing here, you can get from the Tropical Tidbits weather site. It's free models that you can look at that gives you both. This is the total snowfall in the 3-kilometer NAM that ran this evening. But make sure when you go into the precipitation and moisture, in order to get these images, go for the Farrier-Rime correction. That will separate sleet and freezing rain from the snow totals, which this model counts together as snow. That's not how it works, folks. Okay? So anyway, this system is going to move away. I already gave the timeline on that. Early Friday morning. Here's our cold conveyor belt on the back side. What this is you have very low pressure that's really bombing off the coast here, near Long Island. On the backside, you get this comma head developing here. See that big comma head? That's your cold conveyor belt on the backside. So that's drawing in cold air behind it and from the upper levels and from that upper level low that's coming in behind it. And it's going to change this all over to snow in the morning, a burst of snow before it ends. You can get a quick coating to an inch or two in the morning before this all pulls away. And then that's out of here. We get to Saturday. Saturday and Sunday are both partly to mostly sunny days. Here's a look at Saturday. Here's a look at Sunday. Nothing going on either day. Might be an early shower here with another front coming through early Monday morning, but other than that, it looks isolated. Other than that, we are clouds giving way to sun on Monday, and then partly to mostly sunny both Tuesday and Wednesday. So we do have a dry time frame coming up the rest of the 7-day period. Once we get past this storm, you know, I know it's the first snow of the season. People like to drive like idiots. Just take your time. And don't make any sudden moves and turns of the wheel or anything like that, so you're not spinning out. Snow will stick to all road surfaces. And again, Weather Alerts has our final call, has all the write-ups about there, all the information we expect, not only the snow and ice projections that we have in map form, but we also have a very detailed discussion in there that covers all of that. Will it stick on the roads? Well, we answer that in the Weather Alerts, on the Weather Alerts page. You can certainly click on that and find all that information out. But I do think, at least for the interior areas, you will have no problem sticking because it's so cold the night before with temperatures in the 20s. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchers. That is your outlook for November 15th, 2018. Have a great Thursday. Be safe.